Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a handbag sort of unboxing and also review at the same time. It's not a true unboxing as you can see, but this month is my birthday and so I went ahead and picked up a new handbag that I was super excited about. But now, to be honest with you, I am having second thoughts. I am reconsidering and I wanted to share this video to talk about what I love so much about this handbag and what is making me hesitate because I think it might be helpful. This is a brand new release from Fendi that is probably not out there yet in terms of videos. I checked on YouTube and I couldn't find a single video on this exact bag. So again, I thought it would be helpful. So I haven't decided if I'm keeping it or not yet. To be honest, I think I need a couple of days with it, but I will just get right into it. Dun, 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 dun. So this is the July release, brand new release, Fendi Peekaboo, but it is different from the other designs and I'll show you very quickly. So this is the small size, okay? And I'll give you the exact measurements and the weight and everything. And as you can see, if you are familiar with the Peekaboo line, the bag that I have here is much more structured, which is what made me drawn to this bag in the first place. When I walked into Fendi, you know, I think the Peekaboo bags are beautiful, but I was never really compelled to buy one for myself. But this one, as you can see, the trapezoid shape is very structured with clean lines, whereas the other original Peekaboos have more of a soft look, which I think is absolutely lovely, but they do get a bit slouchy over time, especially the larger sizes. Maybe in the mini, not so much, but they do kind of slouch depending on how you care for them. So I didn't love that, but this one is different in that it is super structured. As you can see, it has these clean straight lines, stands up very straight, and because there is support here with the glazing on the sides and has like an accordion style, I don't think that it will slouch nearly as much. And here's the bottom, again, very structured. Now again, on the minis, if you're familiar, the slouchy ones don't have feet. This one, the small size, which is a new size, has the 4 feet. And then again, there is kind of like a extra support because in the center is this very kind of sturdy glazing. Now, I am not generally a fan of glazing because as we know, especially if you're a Louis Vuitton fan, as a lot of the Louis Vuitton bags have glazing on them, they can crack over time. Remember a few years ago, the Louis Vuitton Pochette Matisse, they had many issues with the glazing with cracking and melting. And I do have the Pochette Matisse, and luckily mine has held up really beautifully, but I had to be very careful about choosing it because of the glazing. So I knew obviously that there was a lot of glazing on this bag when I saw it in the boutique and I tried it on. But the more I think about it, I am getting a little bit concerned about the longevity in the wear. And again, I think on the original Peekaboo design, here is one piece stitched and kind of soft, very different, so it's not going to have all of this glazing. The real issue, first, before I jump into what's really bothering me, let me just stop and appreciate this bag because it is so beautiful. The size is really perfect. Now, for those of you who are thinking, why didn't you get the mini size? I have so many mini bags and so many smaller size crossbody bags. I loved how much of a presence this one had, but it wasn't overtaking me. So this one measures 27 centimeters across the bottom here. And then the height is about 21 centimeters. And then the depth is 9.5 centimeters. And I'm about 5 feet 6 inches tall, about 115 pounds, and this looked really nicely proportioned. It does come with a strap as well, and it's very pretty. It is adjustable. I'll show you really quickly. So this is the matching strap, and it clips on. It has these round rings, one on this side here. Kind of reminds me of the Lady Dior in terms of how it clips, and then on the other side would be this one here. So you go to the other side like this. And I think they updated this because I remember seeing previous reviews on the Peekaboo, and some people were saying that this round piece here does not swivel, and now it swivels. So it's just easier, and the strap won't get twisted around and tangled as much. But as you can see, it's kind of like diagonal. So very much like the Lady Dior, if you're familiar. I have videos on that one as well. It's really pretty. Now this color is officially listed as pink, and it's probably hard to tell. Even in the boutique in the lighting, I thought it was like an ivory cream, but when I look closely, it definitely has like a powder pink blush look to it. And because I do love very, very light pinks and pink undertones, and it kind of matches with my skin, as you can see, I really love this color. So the color is the first thing that popped out. I love that it's very subtle. It's a very classy color, and you can dress this with many different neutrals. And then the other thing that really caught my eye was the tortoiseshell. So not many of the peekaboos right now come with this tortoiseshell. It's usually the gold hardware. And I think this is part of the new July release. So right now they have this color combination with the tortoiseshell, and then they also offered in this really rich dove gray. It's kind of like a cementy greenish gray, really pretty, and I was actually torn between these two colors, but I felt this matched my wardrobe and my skin tone a bit better. But look at this beautiful tortoiseshell. So when I look at all the beautiful aesthetics and the details, I'm like, I go back to feeling like it's just such a gorgeous bag, and I don't have anything like this size with top handle. Comes with this really adorable raincoat. I'm not going to open it and show you. The essay at Fendi showed me on the floor sample, and it was so cute. It was all dressed up in its little raincoat. Very, very clever of Fendi, but I don't want to open it and play around because, like I said, I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm keeping this bag, and so I'm handling it very cautiously. All the stickers are still on, so you can't see what it looks like underneath. It's probably going to be 10 times more beautiful when I peel the stickers off. Here too, it's all stickers right now. Same on the other side. But again, I'm not going to peel this off unless I'm 100% sure that I'm keeping this. So on the inside, it's so pretty. It has Fendi. This is what it looks like. In one compartment, there's like this hard divider, which I like because I like compartments and I like to organize. But if you like one large compartment, then the peekaboo is probably not your style. And then here's the other side, and then there is an open compartment here and another one in the back. So total 4 compartments. And then when you close it up, I love that you can actually carry it like this without closing it, easy access. Kind of reminded me of the Hermes Kelly. I always said I would probably go for the Kelly over the Birkin, but I recently had a huge change of heart because I had a chance, actually really exciting, going off on a little bit of a tangent. I had a chance to try on some Birkins and Kellys, and the Kelly just was a little fussy, and I know a lot of people talk about the fussiness of the opening. And I don't know, I just didn't love it as much as I thought. I like the strap feature of the Kelly, but basically now I understand the hype on the Birkin, because the minute I tried the Birkins, it just like overtook me. So yes, I'm going to be one of those, people that now goes gaga over Birkin, but I guess you can't really judge until you try it on yourself. So my point is, the Kelly 28 was actually very, very close in size to this. This is 27 centimeters, as I said. So very, very close, a little bit taller, a tiny bit, 1 centimeter longer, but very similar style, except this one, you can easily have it open and it's not cumbersome, unlike the Kelly, which a lot of people talk about how it's kind of tricky. And then if you close it, it still looks beautiful, and it's only one quick little closure like that. How beautiful is this? How beautiful. So right now, I think 70% of me wants to keep this bag because it's so gorgeous. And then here it opens up. You can pull this apart and it opens, and then it kind of hangs open and you get that peekaboo effect. But I don't want to play around with the studs because I don't want to stretch out the leather again in case I decide to return this. We'll see. The feet, everything's great. However, the glazing is a little worrisome. But I have plenty of already bags with glazing, so I could get over that. The main issue for me is twofold. One, there is glazing on both sides of the top handle. Can you see? There's glazing on this side, and there's also glazing on this side. And you'd think, like, what's the big deal? I realized I don't own any bags that have glazing like this on the handle. So let me show you. Even when you think of, like, the Speedies. Okay, so here's my Speedy BB, which I love. It's packed right now. I just recently used it. So it has a rolled handle, and there's glazing on only one side. okay, one side glazing, whereas this has two sides, right? Same thing for the classic Speedies. Here's my Speedy 35 in the damier bin. I'm just showing you examples so that you can get a sense of what I'm referring to. This too is rolled, stitched on the side with one side glazed, only one side each. Okay, so when that is the case and you put your arm through, what's touching your skin is actually the rolled leather. So it's really comfortable and really soft. I actually took this for granted, had no idea this was even something to consider. The same thing with my Speedy BB. And then this one here is my Lady Dior, and it is not glazed. It's just pieces of leather stitch, which I prefer actually if there's no glazing, but there's nothing under here in terms of glazing. It's just leather put together. So again, when I put it on my arm, it feels quite comfortable. And then of course, these are not top handle bags. My Chanel Classic flat bag has no glazing. I'm just giving you different examples. Oh, here, my Givenchy Antigona Mini. Let me give you also a quick size comparison. So this is the small size Peekaboo, and this is the mini size Antigona. Okay, so this is definitely a little bit smaller. But again, look at the handles. So it's rolled, and then one side glazed. And when you put your arm in, the glazing does not touch the skin. So here's the problem. Well, at least it's a problem for me. Because there's glazing on both sides, if you really run your fingers through, it is rough, uneven and rough, because the glazing edges are never going to be like absolutely perfect. So there's an edge there versus it being rolled. So when I go like this, it actually scrapes. Now, when I tried it on at the boutique, I was very gingerly trying it on in front of the mirror, and it felt okay. But then when I played around with it, as soon as I got home and unboxed it yesterday, I realized like it kind of scratches and scrapes and hurts. And then I noticed I got this. I was like, what happened? And I realized the glazing actually scratched me. See that line? Because when you go quickly without really paying attention, it goes like this side cuts into your skin as you're pulling it up your arm. So definitely a detail I did not pay attention to, and now having had the bag for a few hours, I'm noticing these things. And aside from the fact that I just generally don't love a lot of glazing in general, this is now becoming a comfort issue for me. It's bothering me. The second thing that's less of an issue, but I wanted to point out, is the weight of the bag. So I'm going to take the strap off because, to be fair, I don't know if the weight that is cited on the Fendi website includes the strap or doesn't include the strap. So I'll just give some leeway and take the strap off. This is completely empty at the moment. So on the website, this bag is listed at 0.786 kilograms, which translates to about 1 pound, 7.3 ounces. And if you've been on my channel before, you know that I'm kind of a stickler with weight. I have bags that are heavier, I'm fine with it, but I just didn't want this to be too heavy because it has the tortoiseshell. It's going to be kind of, held a little bit differently, and I prefer for it to be a little bit lighter. So when I was told that it was, this weight, I thought, okay, that's fine. It's as long as it's, at least under 2 pounds for me, I can work with. 2 pounds-ish I can work with. But I actually came home and I weighed it myself, and it weighs more. So there's a discrepancy. It's actually about 2 pounds. So yeah, so it comes up, it's not 2 pounds, excuse me. It's closer to 2 pounds. So it's 1 pound, 9.5 ounces. So it's only a couple of ounces more than the website stated and what the SA had shared with me. Not a big deal at all. It's a secondary reason to the glazing that I'm considering returning it. But I just wanted to point that out if anyone watching this video is also curious about the weight and is kind of a stickler for that. There are certain bags that I'm willing to go a little bit above weight capacity for. This one, I just really don't want to, because the other thing is the strap is not like a thick strap. Like the Dior is not actually it's not a super light bag, but the strap that I got is very broad. It's like a thick, I'll show you really quickly in case you missed my other videos. When there is a thicker strap, it kind of distributes and carries the weight a little bit off of your back and shoulders. So if you look at the difference here, this is the Dior strap, and I've got my charms. And then this is the Fendi Peekaboo strap. So it's not just the weight in terms of numbers, but it also matters how the bag feels on you. And when I got home, I put just some of my basic essentials in here, lightly, like my phone, my keys, my mini pochette, like, you know, clean items that I could just sort of see how it feels. And it felt quite heavy. So, and then if you're thinking, why don't you just get the mini? I did not see the mini size with this structure and nothing else with the tortoiseshell except for the dove gray one in this exact size. So maybe they'll come out with more options since this is a brand new release. But for now, I don't really have other alternatives. In my mind, this was like the best one for me, the prettiest in my eyes, and also the best combination in size. I just wish that the glazing was not handled like this up here. I wish that this was a proper rolled handle. And then I think I could live with the rest of the glazing, you know. But as you can see, if you're super picky, like this stuff doesn't bother me too much. But if you're super picky, glazing is never going to be 100% even. Like, I don't know if you could see. You see how there's like some feathering edges here from the glazing? Now, the beauty of the Fendi Peekaboos, I learned, is that each bag is hand stitched, which is great because there are not a lot of bags out there that are still hand stitched. And I think these are hand glazed as well. So there are going to be some imperfections, and it's not like it's a quality issue. It's just, it is what it is. But that's how glazing usually is. There's like a little bit of lumps and unevenness and breakage. And then I also noticed this part here at the boutique, and I mentioned it to the essay. I actually asked to see 2 others. So I saw 3, including this, the floor sample. So there was 1 out on the floor, and then the essay brought out 2 for me because on the straps, where is it? I noticed on the tip of the straps, there was like spots of glazing missing. I don't know if you can see that. So here, some missing here. Yeah, probably easier to see that way. So again, not a big deal, but just something that my eye caught. And my essay was like, oh, let me see if there's another one. And then each one, we compared all 3, and they were all like that. They were spotty in terms of the glazing on the strap. So I think that's just kind of something that I guess is normal and not considered a quality issue at all. So again, these are not big deals. I still think the bag is gorgeous. It's so well made. The Peekaboo is like a modern, iconic style that so many people enjoy. And I'm really happy that they came out this small size. The medium is quite large, especially if you're going to wear it on your shoulder. It protrudes out of the sides of the body, at least for me. The mini is really cute. The smushiness is also really cute and soft and so lovely to the touch. But I'm thinking longevity-wise, the slouchiness is going to bother me big time because I'm more of a structured bag girl. I don't like soft bottoms. And I mean, as you can see, like all the bags I just showed you, my Antigona Mini, even this Speedy BB has a harder bottom than the regular Speedies. And then, of course, my other bags, Dior, Chanel Classic Flap, these are all like very structured. So I always think about how I'm going to love the bag now, but also how much use I will get out of it in the long term. And sometimes I make mistakes, obviously, you know, with impulse purchases or what have you. But I try to think about these different factors because these are not cheap, right? So this one here, retail is $4,400 plus tax. That's US retail. So, I mean, it's by far the most expensive bag in terms of my top handles. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Definitely more expensive than the Givenchy Antigona Mini. More expensive than my Speedy BB. But slightly less expensive from my Lady Dior. Where is it? The small size Lady Dior that I showed you. So let me get it. So this one I got a few months back, and this one was $4,700 with the last price increase from Dior, so 4,700. So this is a little bit more since this is 4,400, and you get more bag from the Fendi Peekaboo in this size. Like you get more bag for your buck. You see this size. So this is the small and this is the small. But you can see there's quite a difference. So I think it's a great bag. I think it's actually gorgeous. I love the structure. I love the tortoiseshell. I think the color is so pretty and so feminine. It's not a color that I have. It's not super stark white, which I like. And it has like creamy pinkish undertones, so I can really wear it well with a lot of different outfits. If you want to get a sense of the color, like just to give you a comparison, it's not really showing up very, very accurately on camera, but here's my Chanel Beige Claire, right? And then here is my filigree with a slightly different beige with more pink undertones as well, but it's like in the same color family. And then this is going to be different, the Dior. But again, I would probably put them in the same family if I had to categorize the colors. To give you a sense, it's a beautiful color. And the dove gray as well is so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Like I said, I had a hard time deciding between the two. But I'm not sure. So I left all the stickers on. I've only had this for a few hours. Hasn't even been a full day. Just this part is really, I mean, the fact that it did this, like no bag should hurt you. Right? So I don't know. And then oh, here's the other quick comparison I'll show you, because I don't think everyone is familiar with this small size. So there you go. Mini Antigona versus small Peekaboo. And then the handles, as you can see, so this is flatter, stitched, and then glazed. And I understand the glazing has to keep the leather pieces together the way they do it, but you see how there's glazing on this side and then underneath is all leather. So it matters from a tactile standpoint what is touching your skin. By the way, I didn't mention this is calf skin. This is all calf leather. And then the inside is lambskin. So I think that's beautiful. It reminds me of my Celine classic box bag that has the box calf on the outside and then the beautiful lambskin on the inside. But honestly, when I touch the inside, it doesn't really feel any different from the outside. If I didn't look at the description carefully when I got home, I wouldn't have even known that the inside was lambskin. So I don't know if that's a big selling point. It's not like I put my hands in and I went, oh my gosh, is this lamb? It's so soft, which I did do with my Celine classic box. I felt the inside and I immediately it was like butter. But this is like, oh, I don't know. I could pass as calf. So, I wish I could find, one with the tortoiseshell detail in this size and color with just the rolled handle. If I could just do that, I think I would be a lot happier. And I think that if this just scraped me a few times, I would have been like, I'll just wear it with long sleeves and coats and I'll get over it. But I think because this left a mark, it's like every time I look at this bag and I go, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm so happy to have gotten this. Such a pretty color, such a great size. And then I look at my arm, I think, is it worth it? I mean, I paid $4,400. It's scratching me. It's not that comfortable. I don't know if it's going to last with all this glazing. Like, then my brain kind of goes into overdrive. So, like I said, right now I'm 70-30, leaning towards keeping it. But you guys know, if you've been here before, I am not the kind of person that will keep something if I don't really love it. So the fact that I'm already hesitating, probably if I sleep on it, I'm going to have a different view in the morning and I might return it. I might. We shall see. So if you don't see this ever again on my channel, you know I returned it. But if you see me back with what's in my bag and, more details, then you'll know I kept it. But it's so pretty. So pretty, especially when you close it. Like, I can go on and on about the beauty of this bag for days. Look at that. It's so pretty. But it has to be comfortable. It really does have to be comfortable. It can't be scratching up my arm. So we'll see. I would appreciate your thoughts, comments, suggestions, advice. But at the end of the day, obviously, it's my decision. So I'm going to sleep on it. I'll make my decision and we'll see. But if anyone is interested in this bag, this size, this color, I hope this video has been helpful. It might be the perfect bag for you. Or it might bother you just as it's bothering me. So I just wanted to get this information out there. So thank you so much for watching if you got to this point. If you enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And I will see you all next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.